Project Man, and today, whew, if you can't tell, I just got up like 10 minutes ago. But anyway, really quick, because I had almost forgot. Gotta make the video before Crown Jewel, WWE Crown Jewel starts. I gotta make the video on who I think is gonna win the matches. If you don't know the protocol here, if it hadn't been established for you, we make sure that we predict or we talk about who we think is gonna win and why. And it's more about what WWE is gonna do, not what I think they're gonna do. Because if you want to get the predictions accurate, you have to kind of think to the best of your ability of what direction WWE is gonna go. But here we go. There's, I think, 6 matches. So I'm going to start off with Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. This, to me, is like probably the hardest one to predict. I would think... I would think maybe Kevin Owens, because if you think about it, why would they want to give Randy Orton a win over Kevin Owens? If somebody, not to say that they won't change it up, but usually if somebody turns heel, they don't lose the first match. That's the thing. That's kind of the only reason why I'm not saying Randy is because if you just turned heel, it doesn't really solidify your heel turn means anything if you lose the first match as a heel. So I'm trying to think maybe Kevin Owens gets the win. But at the same time, it's been a while since Randy Orton has gotten a PLE win. So that's why I'm like, man. But granted, that could lead to a story, right? Him turning heel could lead to him getting all those victories. Because as a face, if y'all notice, he loses a lot on PLEs as a face. So I could see a situation where Kevin Owens gets the win because he just turned heel. So to kind of solidify that heel turn, you kind of would want to give him that win. So I think I'm going to go... I feel like for whatever reason, I feel like they're going to go Randy Orton. But, dang. I don't know. This one could really go either way. But I'm going to go... man, because I'm thinking, okay, what would WWE do? And I feel like WWE would do Randy Orton, but then what if they end up doing Kevin Owens? That's why I'm like, this is tough. I'm going to stick with Kevin Owens. I ain't going to lie. I'm going to stick with Kevin Owens. I'm probably going to get it wrong. But I'm going to stick with Kevin Owens as the winner. Next up, we're going to go over, try to get non-title matches out of the way first. Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, I'm going Bronson Reed because I think Triple H knows that Bronson has to get this win. And as I was thinking through this, I'm like, wow, I just thought about it. Seth Rollins, I don't think has had a PLE win since last year's Survivor Series. And we're coming up on Survivor Series as the next PLE, so that's crazy that it's been a whole year since he's won on a PLE because Royal Rumble, I don't think he was on the Royal Rumble this year. Elimination Chamber, he didn't have a match. WrestleMania, he lost both nights, lost the tag match and lost his championship. And then he took time off. Then he came back on Money in the Bank, lost there because of CM Punk. SummerSlam, he was the special guest referee. And then I don't think he was on the rest of the PLEs, right? Because then they did the story where Bronson Reed took him out. So he had missed like Clash at the Castle, Bad Blood. Seth missed all of those PLEs. So, good bit of these are because he missed them. So, yeah, I just had made that thought, or I had just noticed that in my head. I was like, wait a minute, I don't think Seth has won a PLE in all of 2024. So, I think the losing streak will unfortunately continue. It's just as it is with Randy Orton. I think the losing streak will unfortunately continue. But, yeah, I'm going to go Bronson Reed because it doesn't make any sense if you're trying to solidify him as a new heel. I feel like WWE is smart enough to know that if you're trying to solidify this guy as a dangerous threat and as one of your new upper mid-card heels, right? Because he's not going to be a top heel for beating Seth, but it will definitely give him the credibility as an upper mid-card heel. So I'm going to go Bronson Reed getting the job done. So unfortunately, Seth is another guy alongside Randy Orton with this PLE losing streak. But y'all correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. This is what I'm thinking is the case, but I could be wrong. Yeah, because Gunther beat Randy Orton, yep. And yeah, so y'all do the thinking for me in the comments of whether I'm right that Seth and Randy both. I think they both haven't had a PLE win since. I don't think they both had a haven't had a PLE win since Survivor Series last year, which is funny because that's when Randy came back. Anyway, moving on. I think the last non-title match I think is the Bloodline match. Roman and the Usos versus Solo and Jacob and Tamatonga. Or Tamatonga and Tongaloa, Jacob at ringside. I don't know the order they're doing. I got Solo and his Bloodline winning because I feel like they're, based off the booking, I think they're going to save the Bloodline to get the big win at Survivor Series. One, because it's the bigger moment, right? Getting everybody, getting the band back together. Maybe Sammy's on their team because he played a major role into the Bloodline story and what made it so great. So I think they're saving. I think they're saving the big blow off for the faces at least for Survivor Series. So to kind of legitimize this new bloodline, you give them the win first. But I don't know who gets pinned. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who gets pinned. So I got this bloodline winning because that way you can save the big win at Survivor Series War Games for the baby faces, when everybody reunites together. Boom. So I'm getting through this pretty quick. This is probably the quickest I've gotten through predictions. Next is the women's match. I think it's Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Funny enough with the alliteration. Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and then you got Bianca and Jade. I'm gonna start off by saying, love Kairi and Io. They've been killing the game as a tag team, even if their booking's not been like per se great. I feel like they're the best tag. If you want to just go move for move, they're the best tag team to me out right now. Io's a fantastic wrestler. Been high on her since her later NXT days. So, great talents. Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, them getting pushed, I guess you could say pushed, because they've gotten a few wins, has kind of come out of nowhere, so I don't see how they would win, because this push has kind of come out of nowhere, and it's not been consistent. Like, they haven't, won multiple matches straight, so I don't know. Io won the match they had. They had a fatal four-way. They had a fatal four-way singles match yesterday, or technically last week, but, the tape was released yesterday. And Io won, so I'm like, okay, well, that means she's not winning, because they wouldn't give you the win on the fatal four-way singles match, and then in the tag match give you it. So that, no. But it's for the women's tag team championships. I'm going Bianca and Jay retaining, just because it really doesn't seem like anyone has been booked well enough in terms of storyline as it pertains to these two, Jade and Bianca, for them to lose the titles. So I don't think this is the time to kind of pull a out of nowhere unpredictable victory. So I think they're going to keep it safe with Bianca and Jade. I think it was really just I feel like this was really just a way of getting multiple women on the card. So it's kind of a match that might end up being good. Maybe they got some good action plan, because in these fatal four-way matches, that's all you can have. Good spots and good sequences. That's all you can have, because it's, you throw the psychology out the window because so many people are in the ring. So hopefully it's some good action. But I ain't gonna lie, on the surface level, you got to be real with yourself. You don't really care about this match. If they make new champions, that'll be the only thing there. Other than, like I said, if it's some good action, that's one thing. That'll kind of change the perception. But as far as care for this match, I think at most you would get people going, oh, and a new title change. That's like the most reaction you'd probably get out of people in this match as far as care is concerned. Moving on, I think there's one more until we get to the main ones. I think it's the triple threat between, I don't even got no paper, no notes, I don't got nothing to show me what matches. I'm just all off the top. LA Knight versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship. Andrade, I feel, is the least likely to win this match because it just doesn't know. Just no. Great in the ring, but it just does not feel like he's going to win this at all. He just doesn't seem like the likely one to win this match. Carmelo Hayes, now I pitch this. If it happens, that's crazy. But I pitch this. I say the only way that Carmelo Hayes wins this match, if he were to win it, I think they're gonna go LA Knight retaining. But I'm gonna tell you why I think Carmelo is a possibility to win this. If you have Carmelo possibly win this match, one, he's the only heel in this match, and two, I could see Logan Paul, since they love Logan Paul over there in Saudi Arabia. I could see, and this would make sense. I could see Logan Paul getting in the ring and costing, since it's a triple threat and there's no DQ, so whether you do a referee bump or not, Logan can get involved in the match, maybe deliver a slingshot clothesline where he flips over the top rope and clotheslines the guy. I could see that happening, or maybe he hits him with brass knucks, because if y'all don't know, LA Knight beat Logan Paul for the championship. So that would be an interesting way of Logan Paul getting his get back. He gets involved in the match, and then that sets up Melo after Andrade's been taken out by the BFT or somebody's finisher. Logan Paul gets involved with brass knuckles, or he hits a move on LA Knight, and that sets up the victory for Carmelo Hayes to hit his finish, or capitalize on Logan Paul's work. Boom, pins LA Knight 1, 2, 3. So I think that's a possible. It'd be crazy if that happens. I'm predicting LA Knight winning, but if that happens, like, that's. I feel like I gotta get a half point, because even though I didn't predict it, I threw the thought out there. So I'm still gonna go LA Knight retaining, but there is a possibility, I feel, of Logan Paul getting involved to cost LA Knight the match, considering, he took the belt off of him. So it would make sense that Logan would want a little get back for that. So, and then, like I said, and then if that were to happen, Logan Paul gets involved. I think Carmelo, since he's the only heel, it would only make sense for Carmelo to capitalize off the heel's dirty work that he just did to the champion. So everybody's protected because Andrade doesn't get pinned. LA gets pinned, but in all fairness, he had the involvement of Logan, and then Carmelo benefits because he's a freaking new champion. So it protects everybody. So if that were to happen, that's the situation there. It would protect everybody if you did a certain thing where Logan Paul gets involved. But LA Knight's title reign has been okay. It's just been the quality of opponents. It's like, if you think about it, everybody he's faced since Logan Paul, as far as when he beat him for the U.S. title, nobody's really been over. If you think about it, he hasn't really faced anybody that's a really popular guy. Like, there's no one there as a heel that matches LA Knight's popularity as a babyface. And what I mean by that is, if Dominic were one of his title defenses, that's perfect, because Dominic is really over and hot as a heel. So that would be an example of, okay, another guy who, even maybe you can say Dom's not a main event guy yet, but as far as somebody who has the same amount of popularity as a heel that matches LA Knight's popularity as a babyface, that's a perfect match right there. Dominic versus LA Knight. But unfortunately on SmackDown, nobody has that heat. I feel like that's partly due to the fact that Melo, they don't really give him a chance to get over on the microphone. And that's what heels have to do if they're going to get over. And unless you got a manager, you have to have promos. A lot of, or just a good storyline to show that you can cut promos and carry storylines. And they haven't given that to Melo. So hopefully they can give that to Melo in the future. But either way, I got LA Knight retained, and just wanted to add some extra insight and information as to what could possibly happen. Last matches, I think, are the matches. We're going to go with Liv Morgan as the Women's World Champion versus Nia Jax as the WWE Women's Champion. And they're going for the Women's, good Lord, how many championships? The Women's Crown Jewel title, or belt. They said apparently on the pre-show, I saw this on Twitter, it's apparently X, whatever you want to call it. It's a Super Bowl type of thing where they only do it once a year and they win that championship for that year. So that's how they're doing it. And like I said, you could say that you don't care about this, or, oh, I hate Saudi. Why do they have to do this? Why does Saudi make them do all these bizarro things? And why can't it just be normal? But at the end of the day, man, it's, Saudi's paying them a bunch of money. I guess it's kind of seen of like the least they can do, right? And it could be a situation where it means something over there, right? So it could be like, to us, it could be a nothing burger, but to them, it could mean a lot. So only bad thing though is you are having to pin every year you're having to pin your world champions against each other. That's the only thing that kind of makes it that would make it suck, is that you have to constantly pin your world champions against each other every year. But maybe if they exchange wins, like one year you get the WWE champion winning, other time you get the world champion winning. And so maybe you would have to kind of toss it back and forth, but I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how they're going to do it going forward. As far as like one year the WWE champion wins and the other year the world champion wins. So I don't know. They're probably to kind of balance out the prestige of the titles. Like I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm going to start with the Liv Morgan and Nia Jax one. I'm going to go with Liv Morgan winning this match due to Raquel interfering and potentially Tiffany Stratton cashing in. I feel like, because I don't think they're going to, because right, as the Money in the Bank briefcase holder, it doesn't say that you can put both titles on the line. So I feel like it could be a situation where Tiffany Stratton, she's going to have to choose between which champion she wants to cash in on. Because there's nothing in a Money in the Bank briefcase that says you can cash in on both. Because when you think about it, when you have a briefcase, it's for a world championship match at any place, anytime, anywhere. It didn't say that you could do that for both championships. So I would think it's a situation where Tiffy comes down there and she has to choose who she wants to cash in on, because you can't cash in on both. Yeah, just because two world champions are in the match doesn't mean you can cash in for both of their titles. That's not. They've never established that you could do that, or that you can't. So you never know. But I feel like it's a situation where she's probably going to have to choose who she wants to cash in on. Because I can see a situation where, like, the ref says, well, who do you want to cash in on? You can only cash in on one. And then she's looking back and forth. And then I can see her choosing Nia. And then we get a triple threat match. So Tiffy wins the WWE Women's Championship. But the only thing with that is, then who would win? Then does that mean she would also get the Crown Jewel title? Because nobody's title's on the line, but then you would... So it'd be too convoluted if you tried to do that, but I could see that being a situation where she has to choose which champion she wants to cash in on, because it's a Money in the Bank briefcase for one championship. So, anyway, I got Liv winning, and maybe even after the match, we see Tiffany Stratton cash in on Nia Jax. Unfortunately, that would be 2 L's for Nia Jax, but if that were to happen, but... Just throwing out possibilities, but I got Liv Morgan retaining due to Raquel's interference. Liv has the muscle to help her win this type of match, so I think I'm going with her winning this. Last but not least, it is going to be, as we were thinking, is the main event. Cody Rhodes as the WWE Champion versus Gunther as the World Heavyweight Champion for the Crown Jewel title for the men. I'm going to go with Gunther winning this one right here for 2 reasons. Number one, I just feel like he has to win this match to further solidify that world championship. That could still, even though Gunther's doing good with it as far as giving it more prestige, I think this would kind of solidify that last gear of prestige that this world title needs to kind of balance out as far as prestige with the WWE Championship versus the World Heavyweight Championship. I feel like this is the last match that the world champion has to win to kind of further solidify that title. Now, number 2 of why I think he's going to win is because I think we're going to get some interference with Kevin Owens, especially, which is now like, God dang, so does it make more sense to have Randy beat Kevin? Because then that would make sense why Kevin would be so upset and angry and try to go after Cody. I don't know. Either way, because Cody could get involved in the Randy and KO match. Because, he has heat with Kevin Owens, right? So, I don't know. But either way, I feel like Kevin Owens interfering in this match could be why Gunther wins. So, even though it protects Cody, and like I said, gives Gunther a much established win that he needs to really solidify. Because imagine if the world champion beats the WWE champion, that will, to me, be the perfect thing to balance out those titles as far as prestige. Especially if they keep rocking with Gunther for maybe another year as champion. Or 6 months or whatever, right? As champion, that could really help the prestige of that title as well, giving Gunther a good bit of time to have this title. But anyway, yeah, I got Gunther winning, but I don't think Cody's gonna lose clean. I feel like they're gonna have some interference there. I just think Gunther needs to win a little more. Even though, the last thing I'm gonna say here, even though unfortunately Cody has taken a loss or two as the WWE champion, right? Because he got pinned by Solo at Money in the Bank, and it's just like you don't want the babyface champion as the WWE champion, supposed to be the main guy. You don't want Cody Rhodes losing so many matches as the champion, because then you're kind of making it seem like he's a weak champion if he's always having to take the pin. So it's one of those bittersweet, right? Because it's unfortunate that Cody has to take yet another loss as the world champion. So you're kind of taking away his dominance as a individual by having him lose these matches. But at the same time, I feel like the World Heavyweight Championship needs that last gear to make that title really mean, to kind of balance out its prestige from the WWE Championship. Because what made the WWE title so much more important than the World title was because they had Roman Reigns hold it for almost 4 years and got dethroned at WrestleMania. And obviously Roman was the face of the company, the main guy. So it's going to take some work to kind of, after Cody beating somebody like that, it's going to take a while to make that World Heavyweight Championship mean kind of the same thing to win. So, like I said, I feel like this would be like that last thing he would need to do, the world champion, to make that world title prestigious. I feel like the last gear it has to go into would take him beating the WWE champion, and that would to me balance out the prestige of both titles, or give them the same amount of prestige, or at least get close to getting those titles the same amount of prestige, right? Anyway, hopefully y'all are ready for Crown Jewel. It is today. This video gonna come out probably right before, or probably right when the PLE starts, because this is a 20-minute video, so it might take a minute to upload. But either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And then we're gonna say it is what it's gonna be. It is a project coming out with the bangers, the vidges, and the content for the day, man. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe before you leave. But until I see you guys again, this is DJ White. So without further ado, let's get it. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Tune in WWE Crown Jewel 2024 on Peacock if you need to know where to watch it. But love and appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record the winners of the match and post it as a short on my YouTube, and I'll talk about I'll say whether or not I'm right or I'm wrong, and what we are on the scoreboard. That's what I usually do. I remember I used to do all three entrances, then the wins, but I think I'm just gonna record who won the match, so that we can tell each other whether we was right or wrong, and then if we make a review on it, we can talk about everything. But sorry, long outro there. But see you guys in the next one. Peace.